Today, we will be exploring some of the world's weirdest and most interesting borders. To start, let's look to the border between Oman and the United Arab Emirates. Most of Oman is south of the United Arab Emirates, but this part is more north. However, that is not what we are focusing on. We are focusing on this, a little circle of Oman inside the United Arab Emirates, and another circle inside of that circle that is part of the United Arab Emirates. Why? Well, Nawa, the inner circle, in the 1930s and 40s announced its allegiance to the United Arab Emirate of Sharjah. Around the same time, Mada, the outer circle, announced its allegiance to Oman. In 1969, these borders were finalized. Next, let's take a look at Pheasant Island between France and Spain. Right now, it may look like a regular island in the middle of the Bidassoa River that belongs to France. However, it actually is a condominium that switches between France and Spain every 6 months. As of December 29, 2022, it is French, but will become Spanish on January 31st, 2023. This is mainly because the French and Spanish cut the river in half for their border, and the island was split. So they used it as a place for conferences since 1659, and now trade it off every 6 months. Now, let's head over to Africa for the world's shortest international border. This border between Zambia and Botswana is only 156 meters long. That is more than 12 times shorter than the biggest pizza ever made. However, this border has been disputed. You see, Namibia, Zambia, Botswana, and Zimbabwe come very close to making a quadrupoint, and in 2000 it became a problem. Namibia and Zimbabwe believed the border was a quadrupoint, but Zambia and Botswana needed it to be the current border. Zambia and Botswana had a ferry for trade between the two, but if it was a quadrupoint, it would mean it would violate Namibia's and Zimbabwe's territory and airspace. However, eventually, they agreed it was not a quadrupoint, and the current border was set into place. To succeed, let's go north to Finland and Sweden. Market Island appears to be no more than a floating rock in the Baltic, at least to the naked eye. However, if we look closer, the border between Sweden and Finland is a zigzag line that seems to be there for no good reason. Why, you ask? Well, in 1809, the Russian Empire ruled Finland, and they had a meeting to decide where their border was. They decided, among other things, to put the border as a straight line through Market. However, Russia accidentally built a lighthouse on Sweden's side of the island. This wasn't really noticed until 1985 though. So then they changed the border to give Finland, because the Russian Empire had collapsed the lighthouse, and so Sweden could regain the same amount of territory, leading to the current border. Finally, let's head over to the Netherlands and Belgium for the finale. This is the Netherlands. This is Belgium, but this is the Belgian town of Barl-Hertog, which is an exclave of Belgium inside of the Netherlands. However, this is the Dutch town of Barl-Nassau, which mostly surrounds Barl-Hertog, but also has Cowar exclaves inside of Barl-Hertog, which makes this mess. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of information on this subject except for the fact that this border was laid out in the Treaty of Maastricht, which also made Belgium independent. We can assume that this border was put in because of some medieval treaty that has not been discovered. But since the European Union was created, the practicality of this is largely diminished. Thank you for watching.